Hey guys, today's video, I'm going to teach you what to do and how to prepare for events with the market. It's an easy way to make a ton of coins every single week. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So for anyone that's new to Hockey Ultimate Team this year, maybe you just aren't aware how the system works, basically every 2 weeks we will get a new event in Hockey Ultimate Team. This will bring new Master Set players. So first week was Austin Matthews, the 91, and the 91 Jaromir Jagr, the Hedman, the Seth Jones, Tuukka Rask, as well as Nick Suzuki. So on Friday, we will get a new event drop. We don't know what that will entail, but we do know that it is guaranteed to have a new event. So how do you prepare for that? How do you make money and prepare yourself going into an event in Hockey Ultimate Team? All right, I'm going to show you. All right, guys, so I've mentioned this in my other market videos in terms of the new systems that are in place for NHL 22, but I want to touch on them just, again, briefly, because it did dramatically change the landscape of how Hockey Ultimate Team works and how making coins in this game works. So we'll take a look at the Superstar Origins event, and we'll just use the limited time Superstars. Again, these are the sets that we can look to see that'll be more common as we go forward in the new events. And like I said, they are far different than past years. So no longer do they require gold collectibles, which you just traded in any of, 50 gold players. It didn't matter if it was an 86 overall gold. It didn't matter if it was a 75 overall gold. Every gold player had basically the same value because you just turned them into gold collectibles, which you then used for these sets. The big difference here now, though, is that each set requires different things. So for this first one, to get the 88 Austin Matthews, it requires a lot of gold players. That's any gold player, so just like before. But it also requires an 87 overall item. So what that means is that no longer is it just every gold player has basically the same value. Now each individual rating has a significant value change. So in this case, if you have an 87 overall player, let's say Leon Draisaitl's base item, he is not very sought after. He is not an exceptionally good card, so his value would take a drop because the card itself is not very good. But with this new set in place, with these new sets and how they work, it means that there is a floor for every single rating, essentially, because no matter what, even though Leon Draisaitl's card might not be good, the fact that he can be used in a set like this for one of the best cards in the game, that is where his value will draw, and that is why there is a floor among all of the ratings. As you go along throughout these sets, though, guys, you're going to see they require far different ranges. In this one, it requires 83 overall items, and then in the last one here for this Austin Matthews, as an example, this one requires an 84 overall. So as you can see, every single rating has a specific value tied to it because they are going to be used to create the best cards in the game. So how do you make coins and how do you prepare for that, knowing this information? So in all honesty, this is why I recommend taking untradeable rivals rewards. The reason being is that even if you pull something great, you can use it in a set and it will save you a significant amount of coins because you no longer have to buy that card. So if you have to buy, let's say an 84 overall card, but you pull an 84 overall, I don't know, Matthew Tkachuk, as off the top of my head. That card isn't very good. You're not going to use it. However, it saves you 15,000 coins roughly because you no longer have to buy an 84 overall card. You have to take that into account. That's why untradeable rewards, in my opinion, are super overpowered right now because A, you get a shot at pulling something amazing like an X Factor card or an icon or just whatever is the new hotness that is out right now. But you also get an abundance of cards that you can now trade in, and every single one will have a value, especially gold players. So let's talk about the market right now and what I watch for. You can see my coin bank up in the top right. I've got about 185,000, and that's after buying some cards that I'm investing in. I guess I can show you guys what I am investing in right now, just as we get closer to the end of the event. So I mentioned this in a prior video this week earlier on. I think that Victor Hedman, specifically the 88 Master Set item, I have 2 right now. I went out and bought this one for 110,000 coins, I believe. I think when he is out of sets, you have to remember, guys, when these cards are in sets and it's near the end of the event, no one wants them anymore. They're boring. Everyone knows there's new cards coming. Here's the risk, though. When you have a good card that you know is good, so this Victor Hedman is an incredible card, one of the best left defensemen in the game. If there is not a better left defenseman that comes out in this next event, the demand for Victor Hedman will go through the roof. Now, you can still create him because there's new sets that last all year long for past events, which is amazing. However, it is an exceptionally higher cost and it's untradeable. So I have a feeling that if we do not receive a great left-handed defenseman, and it's very difficult to beat Victor Hedman because he is 6'6". So it would have to be a really big defenseman that has great speed and shot, and there's just not a lot of those. So If he comes out and they don't get another good one, I think Victor Hedman will touch 150, maybe even 200 again. Again, that's just a guess of mine. That's the fun part about investing in cards when you have a lot of coins, is that you get to try and mess around with that. But that is something I'm looking out for, some of the master items that are going too low because everyone's bored of them. And, I think you can make a killing of that when they're out of packs. All right, but now, this is my recommendation on how to make coins, and it is not a quick process. When people ask me what's the fastest way to make coins in NHL, it is not like any other Ultimate Team game. Unfortunately, you can make coins quickly, but it's in extremely small increments. But this is how basically the easiest way to do it, because outside of memorizing costs for individual cards, it's very, very difficult. This is the easiest way. So I'm on PlayStation 5. So again, this is going to all change depending on the console you're on. But the same thought process goes in. It's just the values change for each console. So what you want to do is there's really 3 ranges you want to take a look at. So you go to overall rating, and the most common that you're going to need is 80 to 82, because those are going to go into sets more often than not than every other card. In every other range of card for these events, as it appears. Again, this could be completely different, but it looks like this is what EA's got in place. So what you want to do is you want to set it to like 1100 on PlayStation 5, all right? So there's 89 up right now. That's quite a bit. You can lower it to 1000. Let's see. There's none up. So 1000 is, if there is ever an 80 to 82 that is going for 1000, or even like inside, 1050, these are the ones you want to buy, okay? And again, there won't be a lot up, but if you look, at night when there's not a lot of people on, that is usually the best way to do it, or right after packs are open. So Wednesdays at 5 p.m., Thursdays 5 p.m., and then Fridays when everyone is opening packs, this is when you want to go and invest all of your coins, because what'll happen is come the event, these will shoot up to about 1,300 coins, because they're just sought after. Like the demand will not meet the supply will not meet the demand once the new event comes out, because everyone's trying to make cards. Now that's a much more smaller profit margin. You're not going to make a lot on that, just because it's only about 200 to 300 coins at most. Where you make your coins, and it is going to require some, an actual coin base, is the higher overall ranges. So if you go to 83 overall and set it to 5,000, which is usually about the baseline on PS5, there is a lot going under that. So you can bring it down, let's say 4,500. Whoops, sorry. Because there's less 80, there's obviously much less 83 overall players than there is 80 to 82, because there's a lot more common 80 to 82 overall players, and a lot less 83s get pulled in packs. So we're looking even in the low 4,000s. Okay, this in my opinion would be a good place to start. Anything that's around 4,000, I think that when the event comes out, when it requires an 83 overall card, this is where you could sell these for 5,000. Then you're making about $1,000 profit margin. Again, it's going to depend on the console you're on. But if you go up and let's start with 84s, and you get to know what the actual console range and price is for each of these ranges, that is where you're going to make a ton. I believe it's 14,000 roughly for 84 overalls, a little bit less, but same situation. So look for anything that's around 12,000, okay? And then you just hold on to them. It's a lot like investing. So today what I'm going to do before the new event, this is a Thursday, I'm going to basically look all day long, or just in passing, I'm going to, while I'm working on other videos and things like that, I'm going to watch for cards that are well under these price ranges, and I'm going to basically spend all of my coins, almost all of it, probably about 700,000 coins I'm going to put into gold cards, because then what'll happen is come Sunday, the market will basically evaporate. So Friday, everyone's going to open up packs. There's going to be a lot of cards that flood the market, and it's going to be like, oh my God, what did I do? I invested in all these cards, and they're going down in price maybe. You might be able to get them even cheaper. But what'll happen is all of the free-to-play players, they're going to run out of packs, and all the guys that are buying packs don't buy them on, Monday to Wednesday, which is why I recommend selling everything. It's a seller's market from about Sunday night till about Wednesday afternoon. That is when you want to sell things, because there's just not a lot of stuff on the market. That is when you're going to make a killing. That's when everyone is going to try and make these sets to get the new hotness, and the demand is just going to overpower the supply. So again, it will depend on your console, but you can go up even higher. If you have enough coins, you can do 85. And obviously 85 is expensive as well, but it's the same situation. Like, look, these are going for even cheaper. You can make some bank on that. If any of the new sets require an 85 overall card, you can make some bank on it. So this is just what I recommend doing. In terms of just cards in general, it's very difficult. A lot of people that come over from MLB ask me, like, in MLB, you flip individual players. The market's far easier to do that with. In NHL, you don't really flip players. You flip styles of players. So my man Kesso, if you haven't listened to our podcast, check out our podcast. It goes live every Tuesday morning, called Coffee and Shell. The link is down below. And we talk, he's very intelligent man when it comes to the market. And a lot of the things that he's talking about right now is X Factors and certain ones, because while I recommend not buying any X Factor, that's kind of pointless. When they go too low, you need to pay attention. So once, let's use Roman Yossi as an example. He was going for like 100K because no one really wanted Roman Yossi. He gets one tier upgrade. I believe his prime time kicked him over. He got a new tier upgrade. He had fly the zone. Now he's got 88 speed, and he is what everyone wants. And he shot up to 230 right now. This is we'll take a look at his cheapest price. Like, yeah, like, look at that. He was going for like 115, 130 on PlayStation 5 about a week ago. He got that card, and now look at this. So there are X factors, but again, that's going to require a much higher coin base. So it all depends on the amount of coins you have. If you've got under 50,000 coins, I probably wouldn't recommend, investing at all. I would honestly just keep taking rewards, keep playing squad battles, get your coins from playing, that kind of stuff. But once you hit around 100,000 coins, there comes a point where instead of spending that on one single card, it's much more valuable to just start investing. And these are the basic concepts on how to do it. So let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section down below. I am still on the hunt. I'll give you guys a team update. I am still on the hunt for Mario and Gretzky. They just do not exist on the console, and I can't get them. I've got the coins to grab one, and I've got enough golds where I could just sell them and buy it, but I just literally cannot find them on the auction house. So hopefully we get an icon set in the future, but I don't know. We get the new event coming out Friday, and I'm excited for that. I'll have a video that breaks all that down, so make sure you subscribe so that you know exactly what to do and who to go after for the new event. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.